We're here in front of the north gate of the White House with Irene Pi, and she was at the congressional meetings yesterday, March 30th.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she says that there were over 80 meetings with Congress people.
Congress, mostly Congress and some senators. 80 is what we have, about 82 noted on our sheet. We know since then of about another 12. So I would say we probably close to 100 congressional and senatorial meetings by volunteer lobbyists that have come from all across the United States to give a cohesive message of what our legislative solutions are as it pertains to vaccine mandates and the National Vaccine Injury Compensation Act, and no proof of there being, historical knowledge of the vaccinated versus unvaccinated studies that just don't exist. Our meetings took place probably 30 to 1 hour sessions with legislative aides, congressmen themselves, legislative directors. So they ran the full gamut, and I gotta say, having spent 9 hours there yesterday, the feedback was overwhelmingly positive. I would say we're in our estimates that organize this, the feedback from the lobbyists that went into those meetings, it was about a 90% response rate that was positive.
Were there any specific reactions to the policy changes?
There was a lot of lack of knowledge, honestly, and so we came with so much information. So, for example, I would say a good portion of the legislative aides that did meetings had no idea that there was a Vaccine Injury Compensation Act enacted in 1986. They didn't know vaccines were liability-free products. They didn't know about the Vaccine Injury Compensation Court, which we're standing in front of. That's pretty frightening, but at the same time, I feel it's hopeful because you get really committed activists to show up and give their information and knowledge to people that don't know something. And we are imposing a new thought process because you have these young people that don't know they've been getting vaccinated and those products aren't liable for their, damage caused or created.
I mean, were there any specific reactions to the idea that Dr. Thompson should be subpoenaed and that Congress should hear his testimony?
I would say that the response was all of these offices knew about it, and our next step, there wasn't a single activist that came back that reported that this office didn't know about Thompson, so they all knew about it. Our next step as a coalition of groups that have an interest in seeing this happen is now we're going to email, send a thank you letter for their time, but at the same time expose to them who we met with, all 100 plus, and call them to action and put them on the spot of now you know that we know, and we are demanding that something be done. Not later, but now. It's been over 16 months now.
So today it's been raining. It is
Yes.
raining. It's expected to rain. And what is the agenda for the rest of the day?
So currently at 9 o'clock in the morning, we're going to take off from here maybe 8:45 and go walking towards the National Press Club, where already the Physicians for Informed Consent are setting up to have a press conference, a 3-hour press conference to the media on studies that are just being neglected and the truth not being exposed as it should. During that press conference, activists will be standing outside, hopefully bringing attention to what's taking place. And then at 1 o'clock, we were going to have an outdoor rally, but because of the weather, it's been moved indoors. We're going to have approximately 10 speakers that are all just absolute luminaries in this discussion, speaking to activists, giving us more information, and uniting us even further to keep up the fight.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.